Hey, with you Evening Story Channel, I post new interesting stories every day. Subscribe and click the bell to not miss it.
Lisa was seriously considering dating a foreigner. All day long, she sat on the internet, selecting sites, posting carefully dosed information about herself. She corresponded with several candidates at once, and finally stopped her choice on one, in her opinion, the most suitable. His name was Stephen. Lives in Canada, quite a mole, only 10 years older than Lisa. He was already at the head of a pharmaceutical company. The girl appealed to him immediately, and they quickly moved to personal communication on the phone. Soon Stephen was already crazy about Elizabeth, as he called her, and began to insist on meeting. There was only one catch. Stephen was a confirmed child-free, that is, a person who did not want children and did not plan to have them. Not at all. Lisa did not tell him about her daughter at first, and when she learned about his views on children and decided not to tell him at all, maybe when they get married, Anna will present her husband with the news about Maria someday, but not now. Meanwhile, the young woman simply hid her status as a mother. One day, Steve told Lisa that in a few days he would be in the USA on business for his firm and would like to meet her. Lisa was ready. Besides, she was running out of money and had no choice. She had to do something. Steve had barely seen the young, elegant beauty. He was smitten. Romantic dates began. The man was already making plans for the future, and Lisa could not decide what to do with her daughter. The girl was still only 2 years old. No one would agree to take the child in. There was no telling how long it would take for the man to prepare for the news that Lisa had a daughter. She even hid the fact that she was married. A week before leaving, Stephen made Lisa an official proposal and persuaded her to go to Canada with him right away. Lisa, you say yourself that your parents are dead and you don't have anyone close to you. And since there's nothing to keep you here, come with me. I have a good financial situation, a huge house, my own company. We'll travel all over the world. Okay, Steve, I'll think about it. The woman agreed. You better think fast. I have to leave soon. But Lisa couldn't think of anything. What to do about Maria? She couldn't lose a chance like this. I don't think there'll ever be another opportunity like this in her life. She couldn't think of anything. Lisa agreed to the Canadian's proposal. The day she left, the woman still hadn't decided what to do, so she just drove her daughter to the train station. There she put the girl in the waiting room and told her to sit here and don't go anywhere. I'll come for you soon. The woman took out of her purse a pair of beautiful gold earrings with a small diamond and handed them to her daughter. Here, look, these are your grandmother's earrings. They are very old. Now they are yours. Mom, where? Scared, asked the little girl, as if she felt that something was happening. I'll be right back. Don't go away. Stay here. And I'm sorry, Maria. Lisa turned around and walked away without looking back. 3 hours later, Elizabeth was flying with her fiancé, Steve, towards a fulfilling and adventurous life. Maria grew up in a foster home and loved her parents very much. They never hid from their daughter that she was adopted, but they loved the girl more than if they had given birth to her themselves. Crying and hungry about another girl, was found at the train station by the police and immediately brought to the baby house. In her hands, the baby clutched tightly about beautiful old earrings and kept repeating it to her mother. She will come soon. For some time, the police tried to find the parents of the child, but the only thing the girl knew about herself was that her name was Maria, and her mom's name was Lisa. The search was unsuccessful, and the girl was taken into foster care and then adopted by a foster family. Alex and Sophia immediately fell in love with this girl and surrounded her with warmth and care. They became very attached to their daughter and brought her up, trying to make her forget her mother as soon as possible and not to feel abandoned. When Lisa's husband died tragically, their daughter Maria had just turned 1. Accustomed to a well-to-do life, Lisa was at a loss. For as long as she can remember, all the problems and needs of life were always solved for her by others. In her childhood and adolescence, her parents provided for her. Mom and Dad were always traveling abroad. They were quite famous scientists. The girl from childhood was brought up by a governess. Returning from business trips, the parents touched their daughter with gifts, trying to compensate in this way for their rare meetings. They spoiled their daughter, did not deny her anything, so Lisa grew up capricious and arrogant. She received an excellent education. Although she studied remotely, she was hired. Teachers should be. Barely the girl was 16 years old. She passed her final exams externally and was easily admitted, where she was the youngest student. At the university, the beautiful Lisa was invariably popular, especially among young men. The girl was always dressed in all the most fashionable and expensive. She was always well groomed, although the beauty of her, and without that nature generously awarded. In addition, Lisa knew her own price and socialized selectively only with those whom she considered people of her circle. In the third year in the family of the girl, tragedy happened on another business trip. Her parents contracted some unknown virus and died very soon. Lisa was left alone. Except for her parents, she had no one. It was like a stab in the back for the girl. She didn't expect that from her parents. How could they leave her alone with all the problems of adult life? After all, she was not ready yet. Who will provide her with a decent existence? Lisa didn't have to worry about that for long. There were plenty of suitors. It remained to choose the most promising one. With his pragmatic mind, the girl laid out on the shelves all the advantages and disadvantages of contenders for the hand, and heart stopped the choice on Kevin. Smart, serious, not by years. The guy was in his last year of college, and everyone said that he was already waiting for a job in a very large firm. Besides, he was madly in love with Lisa. With her first appearance at the university, she'll make up her mind. Lisa graciously allowed herself to be groomed, waiting for the brilliant graduate to be hired for a high-paying position. The girl gladly agreed to accept Bone's marriage proposal. Indeed, with a husband Lisa did not miss. Kevin did not dote in his spouse. All her whims were lightning-fast fulfillment. On the girl's study at the university insisted on the late parents. Now, immediately after the wedding, she abandoned this very study, which unspeakably pleased her longtime spouse. A year later, the young couple had a daughter, Maria. Kevin adored the baby. All his free time from work young daddy spent with the child. And when he went to work, the daughter was taken care of by a nanny. Lisa was all about herself. She had little interest in her daughter, only as a means to keep Kevin tied to her forever. And then the thunder came again. Kevin was in a car accident and died without regaining consciousness. Lisa became a widow with a 1-year-old daughter in her arms. At first, the young wife lived on her husband's savings, but realized that they were not infinite. Something had to be done. She tried to look for a new wealthy husband, but with a child, promising men would not agree to take her already rich and beautiful. The demand is huge. They choose a younger Lisa, and without a child. Once a friend who served the girl's complaints about the unhappy fate advised, and you register on a dating site, find yourself a decent foreigner and fall in love. You know languages perfectly well. Well, yes, there are so many scammers on the internet. How do I know that I am not written by an old pervert who posted instead of his photo of a handsome, solid man? And you, girlfriend, don't look for a young, handsome millionaire. They're long gone. Look at things realistically. What's more important to you, wealth or beauty? Besides beauty and fidelity. No idea, but I have Maria. Who would want me with a baby? Don't tell me right away. First, be a young, beautiful woman without children, looking for your soulmate. Soon the little girl's memory was filled only with vague memories of a strange, beautiful woman who gave her beautiful earrings. These earrings Maria never took off. She considered them her talisman. The girl grew up a sociable and intelligent child. Her parents gave all their time to her upbringing and education. In addition, Maria, from childhood, found an aptitude for languages, so the couple gave their daughter a specialized school with advanced study of foreign languages. All subjects at school were not easy for Maria. Therefore, after graduating from school with a gold medal, before the family, there was no choice where to go to study. Maria entered the university at the Faculty of Foreign Languages. At the university, as well as at school, Maria studied easily. She absorbed knowledge playfully. Teachers marveled at the student's talent. As soon as she was speaking English and French as well as a native speaker. Brilliant students prophesied a wonderful future. Of course, Maria graduated with a red diploma. She sent out her resume to several large companies. The girl received an invitation to work as a translator from all of them. After consulting with her parents, she chose a firm, a job that provided internships abroad and the most favorable conditions. The family was insanely happy. The daughter got a wonderful job with the opportunity to build a brilliant career. After the first internship in England, the girl immediately started real work, thanks to her unusually attractive appearance and her ability not only to translate, but also to make small talk with foreign guests, possible partners of the firm. Maria was present at all business negotiations. She liked the fact that she did not sit in the office at a computer, but worked directly with foreigners. One day, William, a junior partner of the firm, warned Maria, "Today we have very important guests. We might be able to get a contract with them. You have to be on your best behavior." "I'm always on my best behavior." "William, you don't doubt my abilities, do you?" The girl smiled. "Of course I have confidence in you. It's just that it's very important for the future of our firm and therefore for your career. The meeting will be informal in the restaurant with just the guests and management, and you. Try to make a stunning impression. You'll be the face of our company." Maria was excited about the importance of the job ahead. The whole next day, she and her mother went shopping, choosing an evening dress, shoes, handbag. In the morning, they visited a beauty salon and a jewelry store to find the right jewelry for the dress. "Daughter, I suggest this pendant and earrings set. I think Sophia's suggestion is impressive, especially the stones will match your eyes." "No. This meeting is very important to my career, so there's no way I'm taking off my earrings, my talismans. You know they bring me luck." With a smile, the girl refused. By evening, having finished all the preparations, Maria appeared in the restaurant in full parade. William, seeing her, smiled broadly, but Maria was surprised. "Today you are especially good. Read the contract already in our pocket." The girl was embarrassed. "Thank you for the compliment, of course. But I don't think that the signing of the contract depends on my appearance." "Don't say that," William disagreed. Such a guest had come to discuss business matters. "Are you in a serious mood?" "I'm in a business mood, and there's this beautiful translator, and she's also smart and qualified. A solid man's heart will tremble, the mood will be lifted. See the upside?" "Oh, I'm afraid you'll be stolen away by a respectable man." Maria laughed merrily. Then she heard welcoming voices and saw the guests coming in. They were spouses, tall, bald, unpleasant stories. An already not old, but still beautiful, elegant woman. The girl's heart clenched for some reason. Looking at this woman, something vaguely stirred in her soul, but Maria didn't realize what was bothering her so much. William brought his companion to the guests and introduced, "Meet the gentleman. This is our youngest and most promising employee A will be translating for today, and these are our friends Stephen and Elizabeth." A woman with a smile turned to Maria and froze. She gazed intently into the girl's face, something subtly reminiscent of her own. Finally, the woman's gaze stopped on the earrings, and she lost consciousness. In front of Maria's eyes, suddenly, as if out of a fog, the face of a young woman appeared. I held out the earrings, and she clearly heard a voice. "You just wait for me and forgive me, my daughter." The girl understood everything without hearing anything around her. She ran out of the restaurant and, wiping her tears, stopped a cab and called the address. Barely entering the apartment, the girl leaned helplessly against the wall and sobbed. The frightened parents ran out into the hallway. "Honey, what's wrong with you? What happened?" Through her tears, Maria screamed. "I saw her. You see, I saw her." For some reason, the parents immediately realized that it was about the mother who abandoned their girl. "Why are you crying, my daughter?" "But I saw her and I saw her." "Nothing happened. You have us stroking Sophia, daughter." Maria raised at her mother full of painful eyes. "You don't understand, Mom. I was just a baby." How could she just leave an uncomprehending child at the train station? All those years, it would be easier for me to think she had an accident and forgive her. She's alive. Imagine she's alive and rich and happy. She never even thought of me, never tried to look for me. I understand women who leave their children in maternity homes or put them in orphanages. It's disgusting but understandable. But how do you explain the act of a mother who abandoned her 2-year-old child at a train station crowded with scary strangers? How? The parents struggled to calm their daughter down and told her to call management and take a vacation to recover. Maria indifferently called William and, without answering questions, said that she was going on vacation from today and immediately disconnected the phone. The next evening, a timed knock on the door sounded in Maria's apartment. The girl did not get up all day. From bed, lay senselessly, looking at the ceiling. Suddenly she heard that very hateful voice. "Hello, may I speak to Maria? Please, it's very important." There were tears in the woman's voice. "We don't think Maria will want to talk to you." Alex answered dryly. "There is no need to insist. You have brought the poor girl a lot of grief," Sophia added. Suddenly the door opened and Maria came out into the hallway. "Why not?" "Mom, Dad, I have something to say. My beloved parents always taught me to act honestly, not to betray, and to forgive. Today, for the first time, I'm going against their advice. If you've come to apologize and explain your despicable act, don't bother. I can never forgive you. Now get out of our house." Tears streamed down Lisa's face. She turned slowly from the mountains, healing and immediately putting on a few years, turned and headed for the door. Lisa called out to Maria. The woman turned hopefully at her daughter's voice. The girl took the earrings out of her ears and held them out for her to take. "They have been my talisman all my life." I looked at them and imagined pictures of my memory-lost mom suddenly remembering everything and finding me, or the bandits who kidnapped her and held her captive. They let her go, and she finds me, or promised to keep to myself the good memory of my mom who died in a car accident. And now, they live outside my skin and remind me of betrayal. I clutched the earrings in my hands and walked out of the apartment. Maria hugged her parents and with tears in her eyes said, "The nightmare is over. Now I will be happy and will love you and help you for the rest of my life. Thank you, my darlings."